Just a few hours for the Florida primary election. Action News Jax Zion Dakota joining us live from the south side this morning.
Zion, while more Republicans have voted statewide in early voting, that's not the case here in Duval County, right?
Phil and Chandler, Democrats make up over half the votes here in Duval County since early voting ended Sunday. I want you to get a live look at this polling location here on the south side in Jacksonville. We're at the Pablo Creek Regional Branch Library off of Beach Boulevard, where voters will begin to arrive at 7 a.m. once polls open. Democrats account for 52% of all votes cast in Duval at this point. That matters because if they're able to get their preferred candidates above 50% support, they'll win outright. The City Council at Large, Group 1, now occupied by a Republican, is on the ballot, and 3 school board seats are up for grabs, 2 of which are currently held by conservative board members. We heard from both chairs for the Duval Democratic and GOP parties about their chances of winning.
I think when it comes to the school board, any seats that we can pick up will help with the ideological shift, because for so long it has been Republican controlled.
I think they're going to come out in huge numbers. You know, that's usually the day that Republicans like to party and get out and vote.
If no candidate in any of the 4 local races gets 50% support on Tuesday, the top 2 candidates will battle in a runoff election come November. Coming up in the next half hour, we'll tell you about everything you need to know before you head to the polls here in Duval County. For local coverage you can count on, live on the south side in Jacksonville, Zion Dakota, Action News Jax.
And if you'd like to know more about what's on the ballot in your county and where to go today to vote, you can head to actionnewsjax.com, click on the election tab right there on our home screen. Voting day, the polls will open in just under an hour at 7 o'clock this morning for the Florida primary. Action News Jax reporter Zion Dakota joins us live from Jacksonville South Side this morning.
And Zion, you have what voters need to know as they head to the polls.
Phil and Chandler, the main thing that voters need to know is that the polls are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Here is a live look at this polling location here on the south side. We're outside the Pablo Creek Regional Branch Library off Beach Boulevard, where voters will begin to arrive at 7 a.m. So let's start with where you should go to vote. According to Duval County, your voter information card shows the precinct, polling place, and voting districts for your address. On Election Day, you must vote in the precinct in which you live. Ensure that you provide your current address. If you moved and or cannot find your voter information card, we have a link on actionnewsjax.com where you can search for your polling location. Now, as for what you should bring with you to vote, here's a list on your screen. Florida law requires that you have a photo ID and signature ID. That can also include a Florida's driver's license, U.S. passport or passport card. You can even include a concealed carry weapons license. But back live now, the county also says it uses optical scan and express voting machines. The latter uses touchscreen technology but produces a paper record of votes. The system also has mechanisms to prevent voting more than once. Again, polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Coming up within our next half hour, we will have preliminary numbers that show Democrats are actually outnumbering Republicans when it comes to some of the early voting tabulations. So we'll have that coming up on Action News Jax at 6:30. For local coverage you can count on, live on the south side, Zion Dakota, Action News Jax.
Well, Florida voters will decide several important state, federal, and local primary races. One of those key races is the gubernatorial race. Governor Ron DeSantis is term limited from running for governor again, and there are 11 Republican and 6 Democratic candidates. Those winners will then face off in November, along with candidates from the Liberal and NPA parties. We got team coverage for you all morning long on all things election. Zion Dakota there has poll information and a voter guide out at an election polling place right now.
Action News Jax reporter Zion Dakota joins us live from Jacksonville South Side this morning. And Zion, doors are open, so it's likely going to start getting busy there as people head to the polls this morning.
It is, Shay, a lot more people here than when we first joined you at about 5:30 this morning, but moderate activity so far this morning. We're not seeing any long lines, but the main thing that you need to know as you head out to the polls this morning is that they are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Here's a live look this morning. We're outside of the Pablo Creek Regional Branch Library off of Beach Boulevard, where again voters are beginning to trickle in.